We are live, and for once, OBS didn't dump my audio settings, so I didn't have to fix that. Yay! So we are playing around with Dooku, Count Dookie. With rework, obviously, if you have been living under a rock, which let's be honest, anybody watching my stream is probably not living under a rock because I'm not that big of a secret, but I am. I don't know. Anybody that would be watching this stream, though, you all have read this. You've all read the stuff, the chat, and everything. There's absolutely nobody watching anyway, so I'm talking to myself. Any rate, that said, I guess we did kind of start early today, Ranger, didn't we? Yeah,
By 3 minutes.
yeah, just a few minutes. So I apologize to any of you who will be joining me in 3 minutes and have no idea what we're talking about, but I guess you will just join when you join and you won't have. I don't think people usually back up, do they? Oh my god! Can't touch this. Holy shit. Younger accounts that start with Bastila Jedi are having it roughed with Dookie. Oh, yeah, well, okay, so I always, that's a very good point. Can't touch this. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me. You're actually like number 2 or number 1. I'm going to go ahead and call you number 1 because you're the first person to comment in chat. So thank you for being number 1 tonight. Rose Taco, number 2. Sweet. All right, so I always forget the younger players. So thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, Jordan, what's up, man? Kind of sucks that we don't have other games to play, right? Any rate, so yeah, I always forget about the younger players, the newer players, because it's not something that I readily consider very often, uh, considering the fact that I've been playing for so long. But even against these arguably weaker PvE characters, Count Dooku still doesn't do that much damage to, sorry, my phone is blowing up. I have to turn my notifications on right now. He doesn't do that much damage. I mean, his basic is hitting for, let me go ahead and slow this down to 1 speed. Helenix, welcome, sir.
Why am I not getting the
Tuning into.
notification that you went live? That's so weird. I hate YouTube sometimes.
Oh yeah, YouTube sucks.
I mean, I know for a fact that you're live, so I'm looking for you.
No more no life minor hunts. Oh,
And
man.
I even went to your page. I'm going to refresh it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's still not saying that you're live.
That's weird.
Isn't that crazy?
I've got viewers though. People are tuning in. They're clicking the links.
Oh, I'm sure they are. So I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna close Mozilla out all the way. I'm gonna go back in.
Uh-huh.
And I bet you if I go back in here, it's gonna say, "Oh, Mrs. Live."
They probably will. They probably will. But that's what YouTube does. But yeah. So.
Oh, it isn't. Wow, what is happening? YouTube, you are really pissing me off. To swear to God. Yeah. As far as I know right now, you are not live.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, Helenix arrived on his own. You know what, though? If anything, these 9 viewers that I've got right now are either following me on Twitter or paying attention and have notifications turned on in my Discord server, which has I think like 150 people in it. It's very quiet, but yeah, YouTube sucks. That's what else? What else is new? But now we're at 1. Now it's actually 8:30, so. People will probably jump in. Oh, well, Rose Taco got a YouTube notification, and Jordan Universe joined via YouTube. So there's 2 people who got the YouTube notification. Maybe YouTube just hates you. Maybe YouTube is like, you know what, this Ranger guy.
Well, a lot of people have been saying that
screw
lately
him.
to us that RSGs, they're not getting notifications, or they're getting them late, after the fact. It's really a strange thing that's going on, because I'm like, I went to my other computer just to see what it says, and it's not giving me like you are streaming live. Now it's saying that you are streaming live on my other computer, but if I go to the other one here, Jesus, what a YouTube sucks, man. YouTube is something else, brother. Yes. Now it's showing that you're live 4 or 5 minutes after the fact that you were live. So YouTube, lick our ass. Just straight lick the ass, just all up in the ass. So
See, now I'm actually so this is the problem with Dooku right now because you can play test Dooku um, in PVE like this. This is the Ebon Hawk Cantina node, by the way, and for whatever reason, it's just like I mean, I'm getting decent hits. There's an 11,500 crit, but he has a crit damage triangle. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess in my opinion, I mean, he can't hit for freaking 25,000 on his basic attack. I understand that, especially since he double taps. You can't have somebody hitting for 40k with their basic attack, even though there are characters in the game that are capable of hitting for 40k with a basic attack. I digress. Dooku shouldn't be hitting for freaking 4k though. Like it just no. He shouldn't be hitting for peanuts. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not that impressed with the fact that his damage hasn't been markedly improved because he was hitting like this before the rework. So the damage I'm not I'm not real happy with the damage. The kit change I like the kit change, especially the fact that his special now has a straight up 100% chance to stun and inflict shock. That's nice. His basic, I probably would have liked it to have a higher percent chance to inflict ability block and or stun. So from the way I read the kit, and let me go ahead and go to the actual forums and actually pull up the kit because I don't want to interrupt the garbage stream here. That's the Rally the Separatist Forces, Count Dooku Rework. Sorry, I don't have this already pulled up. So, deal physical damage to a target enemy with a 50% chance to attack again. Cool beans. Doubled if the target is Galactic Republic. That's cool. I mean, I like the fact that they doubled the chance to attack again on all Galactic Republic ally or enemies. That makes sense. So he's got a 100% chance to attack Galactic Republic allies. The change there, though, was these attacks have a 50% chance to inflict stun and ability block for one turn, which I believe was increased. Was that increased from 25%, I believe, Ranger?
I believe you're right. Yes.
Okay. And can't be countered or evaded. What they did do, though, was they eliminated the 50% chance. Well, the 25% chance was doubled if the target was Jedi. So what they did is they basically just made it a blanket 50 instead of increasing or making it a double chance, and just made it 50% chance. I like the fact that they added can't be countered or evaded because he was a master duelist. Count Dooku was arguably one of the, in lore anyway, one of the best duelists in the galaxy. So the fact, I think that's why I'm so frustrated with the fact that they didn't really increase his damage output. You would expect that he would do a little more damage. I don't know, especially considering that you can get 70k crits with Master Yoda's basics. I don't know. He was trained by Yoda, arguably an equal to Yoda when it came to dueling, so I don't know. Maybe I'm reaching. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I don't feel like he does enough damage with his basic anyway. Now, the fact that they increased the base chance of stuns and ability blocks to 50%, nice. Okay, I'll take it. Force Lightning, like I said, I love the fact that it's a guaranteed crit. Oh, did I not hit auto? I thought I hit auto. I'm an idiot. My apologies, folks. Stun lock shock the target enemy, doubled if the target is a Galactic Republic for the other random enemy getting shocked and stunned as well. So that's cool. Master of Makashi, love the animation. I haven't really noticed it being that useful. Dispelling all buffs from himself, yeah, that's nice. Gaining riposte for 2 turns, he's stealthed for 2 turns, and if you dispel stealth, you also dispel riposte. So, kind of like the Finn's change to his special ability. When he loses taunt, he gains the. I don't know. It's ridiculous. It's weird. I don't understand why they wouldn't just make it like a locked buff that can't be dispelled. It can't be copied, but I don't know. I mean, he's not going to attack out of turn if he's not countering and if he's not getting hit. So the only way you're going to trigger Riposte's counterattacks is if he gets hit by an AoE. So I don't know. Whatever, though, right? Whatever. Nefarious Connections. I don't really think that his. I mean, whenever an enemy falls below 100% health, they inflict tenacity down and healing immunity on themselves. I like the fact that kind of circumvents. What the heck is it called? Battle meditation. Corrupted battle meditation. Thank you. I like the fact that it kind of circumvents the corrupted battle meditation in making the enemies inflict the debuffs on themselves. So that's nice. However, I don't know if this is a better. I don't know if it's a better leader ability than Newt Gunray's, because I like I like Newt Gunray's new kit. The fact that for every target that has, what is it called? Oh god, no, I can't. Extortion. For every enemy that has extortion, allies gain, what is it, 45% speed, or is it 15% speed?
I think it's 15% turn meter.
No, it's 15% speed, because they made it speed so that the turn meter wouldn't be affected by Malik. So that if you have Dooku on your team with Gunray, that he's not going to be affected by Malik on the opposing team, which you're still not going to beat Darth Revan or Malik with a new Gunray. It's funny. It's silly. He'll get
nerfed immediately.
Oh yeah. But at any rate, so I like the change to Newt's kit. I've actually been gearing him up. He's gear 10 now. I'm working on 11. But, I mean, they're fun. Don't get me wrong. So I see these reworks as more of like a, hey, just for fun. We wanted to make these characters more relevant, because obviously with Darth Malik, but with Jedi Knight Revan and Darth Revan, they introduced such immense power creep that without a rework, these characters would continue to be 100% irrelevant. Why are we still on 1 speed? That's probably why this is so boring. It's just exactly, like, you can't touch this brings up the good point. I don't like that he's labeled an attacker now. I used him in the challenge that's required for heal and support. Thank you. That right there is one of the main reasons that I don't think they should have changed his label. He is hardly an attacker, and even less so a high damage attacker. I feel like that's false advertisement, and Count Dooku was easily one of the best starting characters to use in that heal support challenge as a new player, because he has such a huge, well, now 100% chance to inflict stun and shock, which I need to check.
Just use your Darth Revan, get over it.
Just use your Darth Revan. Yeah, new players have Darth Revan. I know you're being sarcastic, but
I know they just need to spend a couple $1,000s.
No, exactly, right? They should be spending $5,000 a month if they want to be competitive anyway. So
God, that's gonna always honor.
So it's true. 4K hit per attacker, yeah. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's just not. He's not an attacker. He doesn't have high damage attacker output. That's just not what he. It's just not. No. 3 speed. Yeah. So The kit changes I like. The fact that the only stat they increased, which I know that they increased at least one stat, and that's his protection. I know this because I took the same mods that I equipped during the Padme event, switched them back over to Dooku, and compared them to the screenshot of Dooku's stats that I had from during the event, and his health was exactly the same. His potency and tenacity were both exactly the same. His speed was exactly the same, but his protection was increased by, I want to say, let me pull up Twitter here real quick and see what the actual increase was. So it increased. They increased his protection with all these mods that I had. Now I don't know what his protection was before the increase, because obviously with any base protection increase, any percent protection, secondary or primary stat on a mod will have a marked. It'll be a proportional increase with that percent, because obviously 2% of 20,000 is more than 2% of 18,000. So, anyway, with the same mods that I had during the Padme event, his protection increased from 20,651 to 27,412. Now, I did the math on the Zeta and how much of an increase that Zeta gives with only a 5% increase to the protection regen, and it essentially doubled the protection regained through his Zeta. So by increasing the amount of protection gained from the Zeta by 50%, they increased the amount of protection by 100%. Does that make sense?
That's, it'd help if I didn't have the damn mic on mute.
Yeah, it probably would. It probably would. But I still don't think that's significant enough, because even if I take the bang-ass mods that I had on Dooku during the event, which gave him 27,412 protection, the mods that I normally have him equipped with are not that good. So he's got 23,500. So 23,508 protection. Take that and a 0.1, not 0.015, I want 0.15%, or 15% is 3,526 protection, which is less less protection than he does with his basic attack. So, yeah. He still only has less than 50,000 health and protection combined, which is less damage than Grandmaster Yoda can do with his basic attack. So, I'm not impressed. I think that Count Dooku should have had some way of really mitigating more damage. Like, I don't know, having some way of, like flawless defense instead of flawless riposte. Have flawless riposte. A master duelist is capable of parrying attacks and countering. So what he should have had was 100% counterattacks, I think. And what they should have really introduced was a unique buff that Count Dooku gains at the beginning of every encounter. Encounter, not battle, because otherwise multi-wave events he would never regain it after the first wave. And that new ability, that unique buff, should have been flawless riposte. Or just call it flawless riposte. And that unique buff would be parry. Count Dooku gains a unique buff, parry, at the beginning of every encounter. In addition, whenever he attacks outside his turn, he deals 30% more damage, gains 15% more turn meter, or 15% turn meter, recovers 15% protection, and gains critical hit immunity for one turn. Now, now, so maybe they should just have done this. Okay, Count Dooku has a 100% counter chance. With this, right? Okay, and then with the Zeta, give him the parry buff. I think that would have been cool. Make his Zeta actually worth it instead of just being 15% damage and the 15% protection and crit hit immunity for one turn. So build the crit hit immunity into parry. So at the beginning of every encounter, Count Dooku gains the unique buff, parry. Parry cannot be dispelled, cannot be copied. Okay? Parry increases his damage when he counterattacks, or just take that out entirely and just give him the protection regen. He gains crit hit immunity permanent crit hit immunity. Thank you. And then he also returns 15% of the damage received by every attack to the attacker, or 50% of the damage done or received to the attacker. That's a parry. He counterattacks. That, I think, would have been much more interesting and a much more better use of the fact that he was a duelist. He was capable of deflecting attacks and countering those attacks. And I don't think his kit really makes use of his character in lore, and I don't think the Zeta is really even useful. The 15% protection regen, I mean, it's 4,000 if you're lucky and have really good protection on him. 3,500 if you have mediocre mods like I've got. It's just not enough, and he is way too squishy. That first attack on him, if he hasn't countered anything yet, he's going to die. He can literally be instant killed by a character like Grandmaster Yoda with a basic attack. He's just not so good. And I feel like he should have crit hit immunity from the very beginning of every encounter with a Zeta. I mean, make that Zeta a worthwhile investment.
Yeah.
Give him parry from the very beginning of every encounter. Let parry return some of the damage that he's received with each attack, and then it kind of scales, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, well, if he got hit by a tank that only hit him for 6,000 damage, 15, 20, 25% of that damage is only going to be an extra 1,500 damage, right? It's not going to hurt that hard. But if he gets smacked upside the head by Grandmaster Yoda with a 22k basic, because that's essentially what Grandmaster Yoda's basics hit for non-crit, he's going to return that with like 6,000 damage, right? Or 5,500 damage is going to come right back at Yoda, in addition to the 30% increased damage from his basic, which, oh, by the way, Grandmaster Yoda is a Galactic Republic. He's going to get smacked twice with his basic and has a pretty good chance of getting stunned. I think that would have really made Dooku a threatening character at the end of the game. And that's what we're talking about here. A Gear 12 plus 3 master duelist with a Zeta should be threatening, right? He just isn't. He's mislabeled as an attacker, and I feel like they just didn't. I mean, this was a tweak. It was a minor tweak at that. They fixed a couple things, gave him a new flashy ability, and I'm not that enthusiastic about it. So that's me ranting. That's me raving. That's my proposed solution, because I'm not just going to bitch about the problem. I'm going to come to you with a solution. So that's my solution.
Science, damn it.
Science, motherfuckers. And Can't Touch the Thank You. I like it as well, obviously.
Well.
Yeah. So, any rate, I hope somebody at CG is gonna see this. I don't know. Maybe I'll actually type that up and make it a forum post or something.
Yeah, let's write a paper. We'll doctorate thesis. You know,
6 pages, double spaced. Times New Roman.
Miss Dooku and you.
Right. I don't know, just make him more fun. I was really excited for this rework because literally, and you can go back and watch all my other streams. All of you have been watching them. You know that the only thing that I said was, you know what, his kit doesn't really need a fix. His kit is good as it is, or was. He just needs a stat increase. He needs to do more damage. That's the only thing.
He needs hugs and kisses.
Hugs and kisses.
He looks too angry.
Well, yeah, there's probably a good reason for that. I don't know.
All right, so moving on to the next character.
Oh, Newt Gunray. So I like the changes to Newt.
The one change I don't like is if you look at this picture there, that's Mumra, Bo. That's Mumra.
Mumra?
Yeah, his portrait, not his actual character. Go back and look at the portrait. He looks like Mumra, the ever-living from Thundercats.
Oh, I didn't watch Thundercats. Call me a terrible 80s kid. I know. I watched, dude. Okay, so I was watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
No, miss, no.
And Bobby's World and shit like that. Right? So,
miss, no.
And Beast Wars and what else did I watch as a kid? At any rate, we'll say yeah.
Just go watch the intro to Thundercats sometime for me.
Okay, I will do that.
It's the greatest theme song ever, man. I mean, that and Robotech.
See, Can't Touch This. Watch Bobby's World too.
I'm not talking about
going back. Okay, so going back and watching just the intro to Bobby's World, and oh god, that is trippy. I don't think we realized as kids how messed up cartoons were when we were kids. Oh man, in the 80s and 90s. But at any rate, so I do like the fact that Newt Gunray now can increase ability or cooldowns.
What did you say?
My lord, is that legal?
I will make it legal.
I love that they can do that kind of stuff.
I will conduct your Sidious.
I like that they made his kit far more Newt Gunray-y. Does that make sense? He doesn't outright attack. I mean, it's like, last resort, basic attack. Pow! He'll shoot you, but I feel like even they could have probably done something with his basic and made it like a non-combat basic, more like maybe like Jawa Engineer, how the Jawa Engineer throws a thermal detonator. Maybe not, tossing a thermal detonator, but they could have made it something, or like C-3PO, inflict a debuff with his basic attack. And, maybe add if the enemy had extortion, then call one separatist ally to attack, or incentivize people to include a separatist droid allies in with Newt Gunray, and with his basic attack, inflict tenacity down on the target enemy, and maybe what does he inflict right now? All right, okay. So, inflict tenacity down on the target enemy, and if if a separatist droid ally is present, call one separatist droid ally to assist. Or so, I don't know. The only problem there would be that you would potentially call General Grievous to attack, and that could be OP. Or just incentivize him to include some other character, like G.I. Joe. I watched G.I. Joe. Holy cow, I had the G.I. Joe VHS and I watched it till it fucking broke. I loved G.I. Joe when I was a kid. At any rate, so I feel like they could have done something different with his basic, but it's fine as it is now. Yes, Droideka. That would have been sweet. If Droideka is present, call Droideka to assist. At 50% reduced damage or something. But then dubious dealings. I love extortion. I know that a lot of people are pissed off at more debuffs and buffs and this and that and all that other garbage, but it's very Newt Gunray. Like, he was very backroom, methodical, dealing in plans and plots in the back rooms. Those nefarious negotiations. You're right about one thing, Master. The negotiations were short.
Oh my God.
That was my terrible Obi-Wan impression. Still a better British accent than Finn, so suck it, Finn.
Finn has one accent for all things Finn, and that's the
So
Indian
terrible,
voice.
it's his Indian voice.
I can do Kermit. Oh, you can't even do it. All right, I am Kermit the Frog. Like, what the? That's not what the hell?
I know.
I could do Arnold Schwarzenegger too. Oh, good. Let's hear it. I am Arnold Schwarzenegger. I've come to tell you apart. Like, oh my sweet Jesus, no, Finn.
Oh, I know. Oh, it's so bad. Finn is in chat. Oh, it's so good. I would have been Pooh the Frog.
I hold Kermit the Frog here.
Oh my god. Oh, that's great. That's good. Apu the Frog. I love it. Oh my god. It may be terrible, but it's hilarious every single time. That's all right. Oh man. So I don't know, guys. Oh, the one thing though that is probably the best part about Newt Gunray's kit though is his leader ability. It literally is probably the best leader ability, universal separatist leader ability in the game right now. The 15% speed increase per ally or per enemy with extortion is ridiculous, and by that I mean ridiculously awesome. I feel like they probably might end up nerfing that just because it seems almost overpowered. Does that make any sense? Like, I'm worried that they might nerf it because 15% speed increase per enemy, that's 45. Am I doing my math right? No.
Don't
75% speed increase for a full 5 enemies, right? 75%? 15 times 2 is 30, times 2 is 60, plus another 15 is 75, right?
Yes.
Yeah, math is hard. Math is hard. Math is very hard.
It's the new math.
It is the new math. I feel like it's bound to be nerfed. Because 75% speed increase for, just imagine Count Dooku. You can get his speed up to 300 easy. Let's see, 300 times 0.75. That's an extra 225 speed. So you're looking at a 525 speed Dooku.
That is a plethora of speed.
That is a plethora of speed. Yes, it is. So yeah, that is nerf worthy. That is definitely nerf worthy. God dang it. All right, but then again, they did just introduce Darth Revan with a mechanic that pretty much increases speed by what is it, 10 speed per debuff? Or is it 5% speed every debuff?
All this math is making me sick.
Oh, I know, right?
Oh, Operation Metaverse says, I'm here solely to hear the same rant you blessed us with in Guild Chat. And because you're the man, of course.
Metaverse, you might want to rewind just a little bit. Because
let's not rehash.
I'm not gonna rehash the whole rant, but it involved a solution to Dooku's unique that I feel like makes him much more
gooder.
Dooku-y. Dookie.
Um,
Yeah. So, after I lose this arena battle here, I'm going to.
yeah, will you hurry up and lose? God.
I know. Actually, you know what?
Mark him again. Go kill him. God. Get him off the board. Jeez. Just put on auto. God, you lost.
I know. Let's just put it on.
Well, yeah. I mean,
yeah, I'm not gonna be able to kill him in a minute.
just put on auto. Just put on auto. It's over.
Yep.
I have the high ground, Anakin.
It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground.
Yeah, it's my power.
Don't try it, Anakin. You're my brother, Anakin. I loved you.
I loved you.
Yeah.
That's got to be good on Maurice because Operation Metaverse question: when will Ranger be streamed again? I haven't seen him stream in weeks. You're such a. That's such a.
You literally just streamed last night.
I just streamed 2 hours ago.
Was it that recent?
Yes. So I did lunch stream, then I did Grand Arena, then I did roster reviews.
Is
and then
that why I saw a notification pop up that you were streaming? It must have been because I saw a notification. I was like, why am I getting a notification for a stream that happened at lunch?
Yeah.
So okay, that makes sense.
I'm on a roll here. Just let me go. All right. Who is that? T or is that good old Maurice? It's probably good old Maurice because he knows I'm still angry with him for suggesting.
Well, and good old Maurice.
Finals Grand Arena.
Well, and
I'm just throwing that out there.
Well, and good old Maurice is in my guild. So.
Oh well, then we know it's good old Maurice.
Yeah.
He's hiding behind the Operation Metaverse logo and title.
Yeah, he is. That's okay. That's okay. I still love him.
And I thought this paint drying meta was gone. You thought wrong.
You thought wrong. Do you expect the meta to change, Panda? No, Mr. Panda, I expect you to die. Let's talk about this shit. Let's talk about this shit right here.
Some good shit that happened this week. I'm very happy with what CG has done this week. I'm very, very
3-second cooldowns on the challenges. Get some. Yes. Oh my god, I love it. This is probably my favorite quality of life update since they dropped it from 10 minutes.
I know. Remember, kids, there once was upon a time that we had 10 minutes.
I guess it's a 5-second cooldown, not 3.
So, yeah.
I just finished all my challenges over the course of about 20 seconds. Oh my god. Oh man, that's so awesome. I love it.
I know. And then the other thing is we got 250 crystals back for the little boo-boo that was Territory Wars this weekend, which was really nice.
Oh, and that's what that was for?
You know. And then also they announced that we are getting just vanilla TW for the foreseeable future. And everybody's so happy.
Well, I saw plenty of people pissed off, but they can bite me. I never really cared about Territory Wars, so I can't really. I mean, but I will tell you what, though. I will tell you one thing that.
But you don't care about raids or.
Well, I have actually gone and actually been.
Have you?
Guilty admission. Yes, actually, I did. The last yeah, I did. Check it out. Let me see if I can go back to the last Sith raid here real quick.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I
mean, I'm hearing. I always hear bad things from our boy Bimatsu.
8.5 million damage on the last Sith raid.
Well.
Holy shit.
Well, I'll be damned.
Yeah. That's more than just putting in a freaking rando garbage team and hitting auto. That was actually methodical. I actually tried to do damage. Dude, I actually tried to do damage. And of course, good old Maurice got first place because good old Maurice has no life and he just raids all day. So I actually tried, and believe it or not, I actually went and watched a Skelterix tutorial on how to use Jedi Knight Revan in Phase 2. So I tried, actually. Hey, I was kind of proud of myself for actually not just being lazy and hitting auto on something. Oh no, I want Dooku in there. Dooku, Dookie, 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 Dookie. Okay, so messing around with Dooku just a tad here. I mean, so the third. Okay, so I gotta keep in mind though that the 12,000 damage crits that I'm seeing on his basic when he counters is also a 30% increase to the damage. He still does less than 10,000 damage base on his regular attacks when he's just actually attacking. So like here you go, basic attack, 10,000 damage, 10,500. And that's against a level 70 something Kit Fisto. Here goes a 72 Vader, 10,500, 10,500. High damage, maybe if you consider, the 20,000 high damage. That's potentially 25,000 on a counterattack with the 30% increase. It's just I don't feel like it's enough. I don't feel like it's enough. It's the second faster character in the game, now having a squad-wide turn meter boost. Yeah, but it's only 15%, and he won't gain any of that turn meter. He won't gain any turn meter if he's facing an enemy Malik. Now, granted, you're not meant to use him against Malik, but I mean, he has application, but it's limited to separatists. I feel like he should have, it should be separatists and Sith allies. Make him a mini Sith assassin. You know what I mean? Because you're not going. He's not.
I've got the perfect solution.
Okay, what's that?
First, we kill Finn.
That's
the first part of the plan. Then we destroy all porgs in the known universe, real or unreal.
I like that.
And then third, what we do with Dooku, it's not about his damage. It's about whether you hit him or not, he counters and parries, because that's what he did. If he parries, he's still going to attack you back.
Mm-hmm.
If you hit him, you just make him angry. He hits harder.
Yeah.
Because that's what Dooku did in the damn series. He was a parry master. Counter. Aha. Counter. I win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's not about dodge. Whether you hit or miss him, he's coming after you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it should be. You just can avoid damage sometimes, and sometimes you can't.
Yeah, I mean, have that part be part of his.
No, I think that's a good plan, Finn. You shut your pile.
Yeah, no, I like that. Make
that's
Perry also give him like 15% evasion, like he had with his old leader ability. Give him an additional 15% evasion or plus 15% evasion, and whenever Dooku is hit by an attack or evades an attack, he counterattacks.
That's what he did in there.
That I think would be flipping amazing. That would be awesome. So there you go. We're slowly
dumb, but I'm dumb.
We're slowly making improvements. This is what brainstorming is all about, though, my friend. And this is why I have you on the show, because you have great ideas sometimes that we can knock back and forth and work with. It's good conversation. So yeah, Dooku with B1. I haven't played with B1. Actually, you know what? Let's do that. Let's bring in the droids.
No, I think that's a good plan there, Can't Touch This.
So there we go. B1 Battle Droid.
I think that's a really solid yum plan. You know what? Let me change the plan. Finn first, then Porgs, then Ewoks, then we do the thing for Dooku. And then step 5, make profit.
Step 5, profit. Step 5 is always profit.
You're right. The last step is always profit.
See, this is not good, though. B1 is always getting hit here. He's going to die.
You're going to die, clown.
You're going to die, clown. Let's put this on auto. This is fun, though. So, I mean... Yes, and he should have some synergy with City. I mean, he was a Sith apprentice. He was
He was a Sith
dark.
Lord.
He was a Sith Lord. He didn't carry the dark. Okay, he did. He was Darth Tyrannus. Yes, thank you. He was Darth Tyrannus. He was a Sith Lord. So the fact that his 15%
and a Jedi Master
and a Jedi, exactly, he was a defected Jedi Master.
He was he
was Grandmaster Yoda's first apprentice.
He was one of the best. Well, he was one of his apprentices.
Well, yeah, one of. Sorry, wasn't the first. I'm sorry. My apologies.
But one of his best, and he was great with the lightsaber. Phenomenal.
One of the best duelists in the galaxy.
And he taught mainly telekinesis, using objects and controlling objects, especially in combat. That's what made him such a badass fighter. And the beard.
And the beard. Mostly the beard.
Right.
that was a power beard right there. They did make the kit better. I've already conceded to that, but not good enough. And
that's good enough.
So I would forgive the fact that his damage was not significantly increased if his unique was better. I think the parry idea, the unique parry buff is I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I think it's the best idea since sliced bread, but it kind of is. So I don't know. I might actually really sit down and type something up and put it up on the forums, because I think it's worth legitimately taking a look.
Make sure I get credit.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I'll definitely point it out, and I'll put a link.
I'll sue for punitive damages and stuff.
Punitive damages, intellectual property.
I don't know what that is. I just want punitive damages.
Oh, of course you do. So,
I mean, I may have graduated from college.
But did you?
That doesn't. But I didn't sleep at a day's end. So
it's a Holiday Inn Express, dude. Come on, get your pop culture references straight.
Sure wasn't a Ramada Inn or something like that?
No, because Ramada Inns suck.
Damn it.
Sith Trooper, am I done farming you today? No. Do I refresh Sith Trooper, or do I start farming that garbage gear that I have to farm for f***ing Revan? I want to say the free-to-play player character won't get any better, but that would be bad mouthing.
Huh?
He can stealth himself now, so it gives him survivability on O. Yeah, kinda. I don't know, man. The stealth is kind of counter to the rest of that ability's mechanics, because then the only way a riposte actually makes any effect, or has any effect, is if he's hit by an AoE. I feel like, honestly, with how little damage he does, maybe like 50% of his counterattack damage should ignore protection.
They made him
a
specialist against Galactic Republic. Really,
yeah,
is what
they did. They did.
So it's 100% all kinds of goodies there. Now, outside of that, he's okay with Sith. He can do some good stuff, and he'll get some nice bonuses.
But he's really good with. I run him behind Emperor Palpatine with Bas-Lashan Fallen. I run
him under a Ugnaught lead. Maybe I'm doing something wrong.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's I don't know why I was doing anything else. It just makes so much more sense.
Yeah, eat cough.
Should I activate my Ebon Hawk since I'm farming it now?
Well, yeah, duh.
I just didn't really want to activate it until it was already 5 stars.
Well, you're already in GA. I mean, it's not like it's going to affect anything.
I guess I'll start actively farming it a little bit harder now. Upgrade these abilities real quick. Tap.
I'm trying to think. I may be going for the Ebon Hawk neck because I'm working on ore right now, and I'm like, well, what else do I got in there? I was looking
honestly,
at the I'm like, I don't have anything after Ore Sing. After Ore Sing, I'm going right for
Ebon Hawk.
Ebon Hawk. So
I actually kind of stopped farming Aura to start farming the Ebon Hawk.
No, I want Ore Sing. I want that bald-headed ponytail kicking ass under my banner.
Meh.
I want to create the second bounty hunter team with Jingo Lee. I'm going to
Yeah.
have with Embo and Aura and Cad Bane and breakfast cereals and orangutans and all kinds of good stuff.
Uh,
Goodness, good.
See, and this is the problem, is that you have to be 5 stars to max out his reinforcement.
That's true.
And that's one of the reasons I was like, do I really want to?
Oh, stop it.
But I'm 28 shards away, so it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I may as well start leveling up my T3 M4 as well. Especially since, believe it or not, my in the last Grand Arena, one of the only squads that tripped up my last opponent, which I unfortunately lost by, I think it was like 15s, 18 banners. I don't know. He actually got tripped up on an HK lead General Grievous B2 3-man squad. He actually got tripped up, and he lost the first fight against it. I think he might have underestimated it. Because this was after I gave my Grievous his unique Metalloid Monstrosity, so if he killed HK first, then General Grievous probably counterattacked with a rather mean counterattack. Yeah, so the only way that Ebon Hawk is going to boost me in a Grand Arena is in my ship stats, which... what's the GP on this? 34, pretty much 35,000 GP. So
over 9,000.
Pretty much. So now I'm up over 4,400 GP. Yay! Oh, God, I just want to finish Karth. God, 14 damn shards. Sith fighter, Nathaniel Morgan, you get the F out of here. Just no, go away.
You're a very bad man.
This stupid ship can bite me. It can quite literally bite me. The only reason that it's higher GP than the First Order Special Forces TIE Fighter and the Gauntlet Starfighter is because the pilots for those are so weak compared to my Sith Assassin. So... yeah, no. Finn, I'm sorry. I can't take anyone who loves porgs seriously.
You really can't.
After it bites you, you can take it in with Sith Bomber and Palp and beat MILF teams.
What?
I'm going to call foul. I'm going to call bullshit on that one.
You're a very bad man.
I'm actually going to farm the Sith Bomber before I farm the fighter. I have farmed the Bomber to a small extent. Likely a prereq for something. I would say what? Yeah, nothing. Exactly. All right, so moving on. So I got my Hung Han Solo to gear 11. Yippee skippy, hooray, hooray. I'm debating on putting the Zeta on him. I'm debating it. If anybody is curious, it is, while prepared, Han has a 70% chance to assist another scoundrel ally. During assist another scoundrel ally's attack during their turn, limited once per turn. Now, the nice thing about that is it's any scoundrel, not light side scoundrel, dark side scoundrel, it's any scoundrel. So he works well under a Kira lead. You can put him in the Karth lead because he gives himself prepared by attacking an enemy with less than 50% turn meter. So Han Solo will be prepared fairly often if I'm looking at this right way. And the counterattack is pretty decent. So, I like young Han Solo. He's really strong. I think he's good. And honestly, one of the main reasons I geared him up was because I didn't want to have to put my Mission and Zalbar in under Kira leads. So I actually will run OG Lando with Kira because I haven't got my young Lando geared up yet, but I will get him geared up because, believe it or not, on defense, Grand Arena, a prepared team is actually pretty damn impressive.
I've been saying that for a long time. I actually got to work on my young Lando and Han.
Yeah.
They're 7 stars. I think they're gear 8, but I've had so many other characters that I've had to gear. I'm like,
no
sweet.
Shit, right? It seems like everything
Jesus.
just has to be geared up. Now, between young Lando and young Han, though, I think I am more inclined to give young Lando his Zeta first because it gives him an additional 50% chance for every debuffed enemy at the beginning of his turn to become prepared. So he already has a base 40% chance at the beginning of every turn to become prepared. But then, if you give him the Zeta, for every debuffed enemy, he'll have a 50% chance to become prepared. So that's very easy to do with a prepared squad. They have a lot of abilities that inflict debuffs. So there's a very good chance, very good likelihood that with a prepared squad that there is at least going to be 1 or 2 enemies at least on the enemy team that have prepared, giving young Lando a very good chance at the beginning of every turn to become prepared. And prepared is very instrumental in his hot hand ability, or not his hot hand, sorry, my apologies, dealer's choice ability to actually pass around prepared. And L3, when she is prepared, that's actually how she tosses around her heel. So all of the mechanics together make a prepared team very, very difficult to go in undermanned in Grand Arena and actually come out on top first time go. I've underestimated a prepared team many a time in Grand Arena. Well, a couple times. I learned my lesson after I got absolutely raffle stomped the first couple times. I was like, oh, that first time had to have been a fluke. Okay, maybe not. That was basically the extent of me underestimating a prepared team. But if you are, obviously this is not going to be an A team, B team, or even really a C team that you throw in on Grand Arena. And by A, B, and C team, I mean like, well, maybe it is kind of, I guess it is kind of a B team, right? As far as Grand Arena goes.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something that I would expect a whole lot of guilds to throw in on Territory Wars because it can be countered fairly decently. But it is a really good team to have. God dang, I got shit in my throat today. It is a really good team to have in your back hip pocket for Grand Arena. So that's one of the main reasons I'm working on this team, even though.
Well, this is why you want a beverage of some sort, maybe.
I know,
so you
right?
can, like some water or juice or
beer.
I mean, yeah, beer.
The only reason I'm not drinking beer right now, though, is in less than an hour, I am leaving to go watch John Wick Chapter 3.
Oh, there you go. So
yeah. And that is, I am very excited for that.
Nice,
super excited. Keanu Reeves, first of all, Keanu Reeves is just an amazing human being. Number two, I actually think that he's a pretty awesome actor.
He's played some incredible roles.
He's a very good actor, and he actually tries. Like, he doesn't just, depend on some garbage choreographer to teach him how to go through the actions. He actually goes and trains with the people who do what he's practicing to do for a living. He went and trained with a Navy SEAL on breaching tactics, all kinds of stuff in preparation for John Wick, all of the John Wick movies, not just this most recent one. So he's awesome. Very, very awesome actor. I like watching pretty much anything that he's done. There are a whole bunch of, man, if you just go and look on Netflix for just random movies that Keanu Reeves is in, he's in a lot of really random but really good just like B-rate movies that were just like straight to Netflix. You know what I mean? He's in a lot of really good movies, and not just like the Matrix trilogy. So that said, though, Grand Arena. Speaking of Grand Arena, let's take a look at my opponent this round.
I already know the answer.
He's got Revan. Damn it. Okay, so let's take a look. All right, let's sort this bad mamma jamma by speed. Okay, so Bastila Shan Fallen is his fastest character at 263.
Oh my God! You could actually raffle swap this team with your Jedi Revan team.
I could. Would Keanu Reeves make a good Revan for an Old Republic movie?
Yes.
Yes. No hesitation. Yes. Because this is why.
He knows Kung Fu.
I know Kung Fu. Yes, he would make a great Revan because I think that he would legit do the research to present Revan as best as he could. He would go through the trouble of finding an actual choreographer or actual swordsman and not just some garbage choreographer like they found for Daisy Ridley for The Last Jedi. Because I'm sorry, but standing both feet squared towards your target and swinging a lightsaber wildly side to side is not. It's just, no, it's terrible, terrible flippin' form. Sorry. Keanu Reeves would not do that. Keanu Reeves would find the right person to teach him how to actually handle a sword so that he could actually fight with a lightsaber the right way. He would, yes, thank you, Aldris473. He would kill it as Revan. And honestly, so that brings up another good point. Since the I always forget these guys' names. I'm terrible with names, so please forgive me. The guys who are doing Game of Thrones, Ranger, I'm sure you remember their names.
What, the writers, you mean?
Yeah, or the creators. Sorry, the creators who are doing Game of Thrones, who have been tasked with the next trilogy.
Yeah, off the top of my hand.
Yes, the Cohen and God, I can't remember his name. I could see it.
We know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but you know who I'm talking about. No, it's not Ethan Cohen. Oh, okay. I was thinking of Coen Brothers. It's not the Coen Brothers. Poop. Any rate, doesn't matter. You know who I'm talking about. The guys who are doing Game of Thrones have been announced as doing the next trilogy, depending on which interview you see or read or whatever. Bob Iger confirmed that at least the next Star Wars main movie, will be their Old Republic film, which Kathleen Kennedy has already confirmed will be Old Republic era. Now, what they're going to do as far as the Old Republic goes is a mystery still. We don't know if it's going to be Knights of the Old Republic era, you know, the right, exactly.
The Old Republic timeline.
It could be anywhere in that Old Republic timeline, because if you think about it, Darth Revan was correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe it was 3,400 BBY. Does that sound right?
Mm-hmm.
Darth Revan was around 3,400 BBY, and I believe that Darth Malgus was 3,200 BBY.
Revan was like 3,700 BBY.
Was he?
Malgus was 3,400. Yeah, that's the Old Republic timeline.
Okay, so either way, my number one choice obviously would be a Darth Revan, because I'm sorry, we have the Knights of the Old Republic, yes, but if they were to immortalize Darth Revan in a trilogy, a film trilogy, it would be the shit. Number one, but if they don't do Revan, I would love to see a Darth Malgus trilogy, because Darth Malgus was a beast. So if you just read like about some of the things that Darth Malgus did, there was a fight that Darth Malgus fought a Jedi, and in this duel against this Jedi, the Jedi Knight was able to bring a building down on top of Malgus, right? Malgus survived the building collapsing on top of him out of sheer hatred. And as this Jedi Knight was walking away from the carnage, assuming that he had won, Malgus burst out of the wreckage, came down, and basically just destroyed this Jedi Knight. And while he was fighting this Jedi Knight, the Jedi Knight's either Padawan or another Jedi Knight was hiding in the trees or hiding somewhere. Malgus sensed the other Jedi and literally force pulled this other, while he's fighting one Jedi Knight, force pulls this Jedi out of his cover and just wrecks them both. He was a monster, and I mean, reading through some of the lore, obviously this is non-canon extended universe crap, but some of the lore around Malgus, oh man, he was a beast. So a Malgus trilogy equally would be the shit. So my opponent, I'm not too worried about that. I did take your advice after I caught your lunch stream the other day. I think it was Monday, wasn't it? And I jokingly put my player ID into your stream, and you kind of looked at my speeds and stuff. I did work on my Stark. I pulled a couple mods off of Poe, and I got.
Was it your roster that thing gave me, and I looked at, or something?
No, I gave you my roster.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. I boosted him from, I think it was 249 or 247 speed to 255. So I boosted him a little bit. So my Stark is just a tad faster now. But I mean, let's see. Is my BB-8 over 263? No, he's not. So I do have a few characters over 263 speed, but I guess I can just go into manage and actually go character to character here. So, okay, so my Commander Luke Skywalker is as fast as his Basilisk Fallen, who is the fastest character on his roster, and mine is the fourth. So I have 3 other characters faster than his Basilisk Fallen. Actually, I could probably use that Jedi Knight Revan, Grandmaster Yoda, Bastila Jolie, Admiral Thrawn squad to beat his Revan squad.
There you go.
So I could probably use that to win against his Darth Revan, because he'll undoubtedly put his Darth Revan on defense, because anybody with Darth Revan, mostly in these grand arenas, has been putting Darth Revan on defense. So I unfortunately backed out of this. I am not going to put my Jedi Knight Revan on defense this round. My last opponent didn't have Jedi Knight Revan. At 40 in the 44th in the 4,300,000 GP bracket, did not have Jedi Knight Revan. Also, I might add, had like 29 more Gear 12 characters than I did, but was missing about 20 Zetas. So, if they're spending money on the game, I don't know what they're spending it on. But either way, no Jedi Knight Revan, so no Darth Revan, no Malik, obviously, no Padme. I don't know if my last opponent had Chewbacca or not, because on defense he placed Rey Jedi Training, CLS, his Night Sisters, Bounty Hunters, Kylo Ren Unmasked, Emperor Palpatine. He basically put all of his big guns on defense and didn't attack at all. So I think it was just one of those opponents, one of those Grand Arena casuals who just joins, sets defense, and forgets it, and then just never attacks. Because literally, if all you want is the basic rewards, all you got to do is get in on the first round, just set your defense, and then if you don't attack, okay, cool, fine. You know you're going to lose anyway. And the game will automatically set the same defense that you set the previous round. So I literally don't have to do anything for 5 days. So, yeah, it's just one thing they got to do. Just whaling gear without a solid plan. CG's wet dream. Yes, pretty much. So let's go back to sorting by speed here. I don't know how many characters this guy has at Gear 12, so I guess I could plug
over 9,000.
Yeah, so here you go. There's my last opponent here. Still using a Rey Jedi Training arena team. Let me see. All right, let me go ahead and run my little DSR bot on this. 446 353 122. All right. While that's calculating, let's go back into the inventory. Sort by speed here. His Jedi Knight Revan looks pretty slow. 234. Wow. Okay, so his speed tapers off very quickly. So Basilisk Fallen is at 263, 258 Darth Malik. Darth Revan is 251. His Dooku is 239. Wow, that tapers off very quickly. Grandmaster Yoda at 238 speed with only 737 offense. Enfys Nest, let's see how his Nest is geared. Speed and potency, so 237 with only 50% tenacity. Okay. Let's see. Wow, his Thrawn, that means his Thrawn is pretty slow too, at 236. Okay, so not really all that threatening. Just looking at what the DSR spit out, how many Zetas does my opponent have? His mods are so bad, makes me think he's a sub 1 year player. Let's see. Let's try to. Okay, so Revan born 3,900 BBY. Okay. Malgus was 3,700 BBY. Okay. Thank you, Hellenix. Thank you. Okay, so my current opponent actually has 50 Zetas. So not that crazy. How is his GP high enough to be competing with me then? Oh, you know what? Let's check this. Let's check the bottom of this dude's roster. Let's check. Let's see. You ready? I'll bet you anything that's all 85 and a boatload of purple. Ready? Oh, not as much purple, but almost all 85. The only characters that are not 85 are Kit, Shaman, and Rose. So, otherwise, all 85, almost all 7 stars, almost all 7 stars, and quite a lot of Gear 7, Gear 8. Yep, so there you go. This dude is Bloatware 2.0. His L3 isn't geared. His Phoenix is vastly undergeared. His Captain Han Solo is not very geared. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of characters that I won't have to worry about facing on defense. In L3,
That's a fluffy ass roster.
His Greedo's only gear 8. His Wampa's only gear 9. Holy cow! Old Ben's only gear 9. Sun Fac's only gear 9. His Stark is only gear 10. And 203. Woo, boy. Yikes. And this guy's got Darth
Revan. Enjoy your win.
I know. Jeez. Hermit Yoda's gear 10.
I'm facing a guilty.
You're facing a guilty?
Yes.
Oh, man.
And they don't have Darth Revan.
They don't have Darth Revan. Ouch.
But I'm like, I gotta bring it.
I will be recruiting if Miss loses this battle. Contact Panda for info.
We'll take you, Miss, next.
Oh, man.
This vile threats mean nothing here.
So, yeah, obviously my Jedi Knight Revan has the edge versus his. I have no Malik. I have no Darth Revan, so he has the edge there. But I am very confident that I can kill his Darth Revan in one go. If I do face it on defense, Darth Treya, his is 199 to my 207 speed, but I'm not too worried about that. Mine is geared for high protection. Bosk, mine is 234. That's the character that I do need to see about putting a little more speed on. 234 Bosk. Those are rookie numbers in this league. I gotta pump those numbers up. My Nest is a little bit slower than his Nest, but that's fine because I've got 143% tenacity. I can take out a full Gear 12 multi-Zeta Ewok squad with my Nest by herself. So,
Well,
yeah, she's my anti-Ewok weapon, basically. Commander Luke Skywalker, his is only 211 speed. And his C3PO is 11 speed slower than mine, but it's Gear 12. I don't care. That's fine. He put an extra Zeta on his. I think that the second Zeta on C3PO is largely wasted. So, yeah, this shouldn't be that hard. And for the G12, the Gear 12 count, he has 49. I have 43 Gear 12. He has 26 Gear 11. I have 59.
swear though, like Miss, when I'm doing GA with him, it's like, what should I use here? And I tell him, and he's like, but I don't want to use that. And then he gets something else. Like, why are you using that? I told you not to do that. It's like, well, I want to use it. Well, I'm so like, why did you ask for the correct team to use if you're not going to use it, you dill hole?
It's mostly just to be like, well, do you think I should do this?
Like,
yes?
No.
Okay, I'm going to do that.
Like,
but hey, I beat all of my opponent's teams. He did set some pretty decent defense.
For this last one, I was like, just have fun. I mean, Miss was like, what about this? And what about this? Like, bro.
Should I set
no shot in hell.
Should I set this on defense? What do you think? Which Night Sister squad should I set?
Just his ass. Like, just do whatever you want. I was like,
oh yeah, I know. Look at your top 100 tunes by GP and place you in groups that redacted GP instead of a player's total GP. Nobody uses beyond their top one. Honestly, Hellenix, I would say less than that. I would say less than that. Imp Troopers with 15% crit chance against Karth. But you're not making any damn sense. Get on the race. At any rate, what could they do better to match up for GA? Well, I think maybe. Yeah, let's see. He doesn't have Pimp Trooper. Let's see. Yeah, his range trooper's only gear, what was that, gear 5?
Yeah.
I think gear 5 or 6. It's not gear 7. I know that. So, and his magma trooper's only gear 9. So, I actually I've been trying. I'm a try hard, I guess. Even when I say that I'm going to go casual, I still can't resist the urge to try. So, like my magma trooper, I went ahead and finally took my damn magma trooper up to gear 11. Do I want to give him an extra gear? Meh. Nah. I'll take him off my favorites now. Magma trooper.
Is it a magma trooper? Or is it a white stormtrooper with liquid hot magma? Well, yes, it is.
Range trooper, 80 shards. Once I finish him to 7, man, I'm gonna be pretty stoked. God, it's gonna free up so much damn energy once I finish range trooper, Juhani, and Karth. I'll finally have energy to like farm other stuff like Anakin Starfighter and the B1 battle droid. So, yeah. Shit. What else is there to do?
That's about it, man.
Yeah,
we can wrap it up and get ready to go watch John Wick, brother.
I know, right? Shit.
It's getting that time, man. So let's wrap it up, and then you can go do your John Wick thing.
Yeah, right. Go do that. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Those are little fancy schmancy pansies I want to do. Yep. I'll take it. Always buy those things when I can find them because I hate farming. I hate farming these stupid pieces of crap.
I did too. Every time they're in the store, I buy them. So I always have like 12 to 18 of those.
Well, I try, but God, I've used so many on young Lando and young Han.
I mean, that's what, if you just look in the store for them, they're always there, and you can just buy them. And you're like, ooh.
And freaking stun cuffs, man. Stun cuffs are. Ugh.
It's never ending, man.
Never ending.
Goddamn ending. Stun
cuffs and stun guns. was the ultimate roadblocks, and then they felt like they needed to throw in another completely random piece of gear that we have to go farm for Revan, Malik, and Padme. So, yeah, my Padme still level 1. I haven't even promoted her to friggin' 6 stars yet because I don't have the gear to take her past gear 8. So, not gonna waste my damn time. Not going to waste my damn time, not going to waste my damn resources, not going to waste the damn GP on leveling her up and even taking her to gear 8 because I don't have the gear. And I still have to farm all that crap to gear up Revan and Malik when Revan and Malik come around again at the end of July. So between now and the end of July, I have to go farm 150. What is it? Is it 150 for Revan or is it just 100 of each salvage for Revan?
Let's see. Revan is 2 sets.
2 sets, so 100. Okay.
No, 100. Yeah, 50-50, and then 50-50 again.
Okay. Well, let's see. Gear levels. I just go to gear. Full gear list. 300 Carbonti. F me running. Yep. So you are 100% correct, sir. So he is 100 of each, and then I believe that Malik is another 100 of each. Is that correct?
I think more.
More? Is he 150 of each?
I think so.
Full gear list. No, he's 200 of each.
I was wrong.
Oh, Jesus. So
Padme's 150. I'm sorry.
150 for Padme. So between the 3 of them, it's 200, 150, so 350, 450.
Mm-hmm.
Yay. So I have to go farm 900 pieces of salvage. Oh, and by the way, I have to farm all the other crap.
Mm-hmm.
God, this is the kind of shit that just makes you want to quit. Like,
not really.
The gear farm to me is the most annoying.
Also, you do it by now, it just doesn't bother me, man. I'm just like, okay, I gotta get it.
I guess. I don't know. I'm an instant gratification kind of guy, though. I hate farming. I hate it. Oh my god. Honestly, the fact that I have stuck with this game as long as I have is a freaking miracle, dude.
It's a miracle. It's a miracle.
Oh, it is. It is. Christ. So Gar Saxon got moved to an easier canteen node, but still ain't gonna farm that dude. The only reason he's at 30 of 100 right now is because I just get his shards from random shit.
Yeah,
you get him from those assault battles and stuff.
Yeah, all my crew members are done, and Saxton and Super Pooper Trooper are done, but they're like year 7. I mean, I hardly use the ship. I haven't finished the ship, I think. No. So I mean, it's like 6 stars.
The only reason I farmed the ship is for platoons.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason I farmed it at all. At all. Mm-hmm. We do need more resources of high-end gear. It's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, it is. It's really ridiculous. And you know what? All of you people who are like, oh, don't buy this weekly shipment. It's not a good deal. Screw you. This is just convenience, all right? The 100,000 ally points, yeah, okay, probably could have been better use of it with buying bronzium packs and trying to get character charge for the shark door. But, convenience. This is convenience to me.
Or they're setting you up for failure.
I don't give a.
Watch them come out with something that you need those for, and you're like,
oh, I know the ally points. Oh, I need my ally points for. Oh,
that's what Finn believes, and I believe in too. So I'm saving mine up again.
Oh no, whatever, fine. Keep saving them up.
Mm-hmm.
And when they don't introduce anything else that uses them, you'll just be sitting on hundreds of thousands of ally points, and
then I'll go spend some of it. You know, but I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
That's a very good philosophy that can be applied to a number of situations.
Like condoms.
Yes, very good. I haven't checked the mods. Yep, that's a 4-dot mod. Don't check that. They need to take more 4-dot mods out of this garbage crap. Out of this stupid store. Let's go ahead and refresh one. Let's go one refresh.
No, don't waste crystals on that.
It's only 15.
No.
You shut your mouth.
Okay, look at all the great mods you got in return.
Hey, you know what? This is where my Enfys Nest cross mod came from. Good sir.
Sure.
All right. You remember that? It happened on a stream.
Good job,
I don't
buddy.
even
You wasted
remember.
15 crystals for crap.
Yeah, but it's a 15 speed secondary. Tenacity primary, tenacity set with protection
This
and
is why
offense.
you never have crystals. God damn.
Hey, no, that was a kick-ass mod, all right? I challenge you to find me a better cross mod for Enfys Nest.
No, you take care of your own mods. I'll be fine.
Scheiße. What am I doing with my energy? Oh, Chihani. I'm gonna refresh your node real quick.
Why are you working on Johnny?
Trying to get her finished.
Oh, for stars. I thought
Yep.
gear. Yeah, that's right.
Fermin Jihani.
Almost there.
Almost there.
Just
Stay on target. Stay on target.
Further.
Pull up! Pull up!
Loosen up!
God damn it. Give me... Damn it! Fucking wasted refresh. 0 shards on a full refresh on a range trooper. Screw you, game!
Game wins.
Yeah, game wins that one. And I've already farmed Visas already.
Well played, game. Well played indeed.
Yeah. You win this time. I'll be back.
I'll be back.
They will be back, and in greater numbers. Do we start working on Hondo, Lando? Yeah, let's go ahead and try and finish this out. Finish this piece out. Let's see. So I need 2 of these, which is 4 of those, which is 8 of these. So 7 more. Okay, well, that's going to need a lot more of these. Let's go ahead and do a 5. This is the most exciting part of the stream.
This is why I said you needed to end it so you can do this offline and go watch your damn movie.
Well, almost. It's almost time for the movie. Almost. It doesn't start till 10:30, so I got a little bit of time. The movie theater's only about 10 minutes away.
Well, what time is it now there?
It is 9:53.
Oh, okay. So you got a few minutes.
Yeah, I got a few minutes. Pew pew. Pew pew. That's my phone notification.
That what?
The little blasters.
Oh, notification for what?
Just a text message.
Oh, okay. There you
go. One more. Uno más. Uno más, por favor.
Oh, no, más, por favor.
Mist speaks third best Italian. But I don't speak Italian. Exactly. You speak third best Italian.
Buongiorno.
Arrivederci.
That's a good day right there.
Such a good movie.
I love that movie.
Oh, man. Brad Pitt's always good for a laugh.
I know.
Oh, no, man. No cuffs. Go figure. Okay, let's go ahead and use this last 80 energy on ships to hit that up. Boom. All right. Okay. So, yeah. Dooku. Perry. Should be in his unique. I'll write it up. With that said, you got anything for us? Any parting thoughts there? This is Deep Thoughts with a Ranger.
I once ate a hamburger.
That was too quiet. I couldn't even tell what you were saying. 42. The answer to every question in the universe. Or is it the answer to life?
That's the answer to the universe.
It is the answer to the universe. Okay. Not every question in the universe. Just the universe. Yes. 42.
There you go.
Yes. I am not an uncultured swine.
Okay.
All right. So, all right. Go auto your territory battles real quick and donate gear because your guild mates need gear. So I'm gonna go ahead and look for one more piece of gear here. Oh nope, I don't have enough energy. Sorry, Greco. You're not gonna get one more little thingy out of me. Maybe a little bit later after I save up the energy. I'll only need one more piece. So one more energy. One more. So let's see. Yeah, 4 more minutes, and I'll be able to donate that piece of gear, hopefully. Yeah. Deuces. I'll see y'all next week.
Peace.